No,
okay. All right.
no.
All right, very good.
As governor, would you push to deport them?
And they're one of the only ways that our state has been growing in recent years.
Katie Porter has just said the quiet part out loud. California is the front-running state for services to illegal immigrants, and with laws relaxed on there. They let illegal immigrants come in and go into these social programs and these quote-unquote safety nets to keep them there. In the fact that the Democrats are the proponents of these programs, they vote for them and they keep them in power. It's really no wonder that the Democrats want to keep these programs going, especially at the expense of the taxpayer. It was actually brought up in a debate question here.
To clarify, Mr. Steyer, on the question of health care for the undocumented,
I said everybody in California
so you would
has a right to health care. And let's answer
California
this out.
Should fund that.
The truth of the matter is, immigrants built this state. Immigrants make this state run.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is, we had a broken immigration system, and now you want to victimize the people who are working here and making the state run.
Thank you,
As
sir.
Antonio said, try and get rid of them. You can't do it.
Let's go to Sheriff Bianco. Your thoughts on this idea of undocumented health care funding?
It's ridiculous. When are we going to draw the line at any other crime? It's illegal. They entered the country illegally. We're not going to incentivize them to come here to take more of the resources that regular Californians aren't getting. The ones that are struggling here, that are here legally, they're not getting that. They're not getting free education. They're not getting free medical. They're not getting free food. They're not getting all of those things that the illegal ones are getting. And we're somehow celebrating that when the legal immigrants here don't get that. It makes absolutely no sense. And healthcare, no one's talking about, how about we try and make people healthy?
So, Congresswoman Porter, your thoughts on the idea of funding health care for undocumented immigrants statewide?
Yes.
Yes, and
that's, by the way, what I think Californians deserve as answers to these questions, Alex.
And for critics who say that we can't afford it, what do you say to that?
We can't afford to have people who are sick, who are making the rest of us sick. When anyone doesn't have care, the rest of us are at risk. When people don't get vaccinations, when they don't go to the doctor, they wind up in the emergency room. They cause longer lines for the rest of us. They make our healthcare system, they push it to the brink. And that was exactly where we were when we expanded healthcare and health coverage to make sure that everyone can be healthy.
Katie Porter has yelled at her staff saying, get on my f***ing shot. But at one point, do you think Katie Porter is going to tell illegal immigrants, get out of my f***ing state? What she's describing here is it's a simple fix. Turn off the faucet, right? She's worried about all these people coming into the hospitals and getting sick and overwhelming the healthcare system. Well, that's why you need to be more efficient with your funding, and you need to be more pointed and targeted, and work on getting rid of fraud, waste, and abuse. Don't put everyone on Medi-Cal, right? California's Medicaid, and don't make it so that illegal immigrants can come to the state and get these benefits so they'll never leave and they'll create more and more and more and more problems for the California residents. It's real simple. But then again, as I mentioned in this other video, they really just want more people so they can stay in power. That's all it's really about. And also, what Tom Steyer says is that we can't get rid of them. Of course you can. I just explained how. You cut off their system. You cut off the assistance. You cut off the services. Everything. California is the number one in giving all these programs to illegals at the expense of the taxpayer. You cut them off of that, or gradually wean them off, whatever's best. Now you have more money to better lift up the healthcare, bring more people in, pay people more qualified people, brings in more people who want to live in a place that has good healthcare because people want to be healthy and live a long time. And the more they live, the more taxes they pay, right? And speaking of illegal immigrants, we got to talk about ICE and how these candidates have discussed and answered questions about what they're going to do if they become governor of California with this ICE issue.
As governor, I will investigate ICE. We will prosecute ICE. We will convict ICE if they have violated the law.
I'm in favor of abolishing ICE.
How about this? Instead of abolishing and looking for ways to convict them, how about not letting out illegal immigrants in the community, especially the violent ones? How about when you get somebody and you check their immigration status after they've been arrested for a crime, you call ICE, you call Homeland Security, and you let them know, hey, We have somebody here who's in the country illegally. Please ship them back to where they came from. That's why there's all these bans, or have been all these bans of roaming ICE agents on the streets, because they have to go and look for these people, because these Democrat sanctuary cities and states just keep releasing them back into the public, and it gets people like Laken Riley and Jocelyn Nungary killed. It's real simple. You just obey the law. It doesn't matter if it's Trump or Biden or Obama or anyone else who's in the Oval Office. The laws need to be adhered to the same way. But let me know, what do you guys think? Do you think there's hope for California to have their first Republican, or first in a while, Republican governor? Do you think they're going to stick with the Democrats and just get worse and worse and worse? Please let me know in the comments below, and thank you for watching.